Welcome. In this lesson, we're going to be creating a customized formula that's going to take temperatures, convert them into Celsius from Fahrenheit, and then also from Fahrenheit into Celsius, and then output the results here within the spreadsheet. And this is all done with a custom formula within Google Apps script. Go ahead and open up your Google spreadsheet that you want to use for this lesson. We need to populate some fields. So we're going to have a temperature field here, and then we're going to convert it to Celsius and Fahrenheit, and this is going to be the converted values that we're going to be outputting within this customized formulas. So once you've set up some data that you can use, go into the extensions, and under extensions hit app script, and that's going to open up the app script editor. So this is going to be a bound script to this particular spreadsheet, and we're going to create a function. So this is a custom function, and usually for these we uppercase them so that we can distinguish them, and we're going to be planning to use these within the spreadsheet as custom functions and formulas. So what we're going to need is some parameters, and one of the parameters is going to be the temperatures that we want to use. We're going to be taking in an array of temperatures, and this is all going to be coming from the spreadsheet, the unit that we're going from, and then the unit that we're going to. And this is going to be indicated by a letter value. So we're going to be converting it either from Fahrenheit to Celsius or Celsius to Fahrenheit. So we want to create an array that's going to hold the converted temperatures. So let's create that. And this can just start out by being a blank array, and then setting up a loop to loop through all of the values that we're going to have within the temperatures array. So this is again pulling in the data that we're going to have within the spreadsheet, and we're going to be pulling in the entire length of this. So that will give us the ability to loop through. And the items that we're pulling in are going to be coming from the column A. So all the values that we have in column A, we're going to be using within this formula to output a result. And we're going to be adding that into the converted temperature. So let's then take the temperature, and we'll set up a value for the temperature and set that up as temperature instead of temperatures, just the one temperature as we loop through. And then we've got the temperatures. So let me make an update to that. So this should be the temperatures that are coming in, and it should be not tempates but temperatures array that's coming in. So this is coming in from the function, and this is going to be the first part of the formula that we're going to be using and passing in. So we're getting the temperatures using the index value of I to return that back. And then now we're going to have the converted temperature. So let's use let, and this is going to be a value that's going to change. So converted temperature and converted temperature. And we'll set that as a default. The converted temperature can just have a default value of 0 for a starting value. So let's do a condition, and we're going to check the from unit and move that to lowercase. So this is using just a regular default function that is available within JavaScript and also within AppScript. So we're going to convert it into lowercase, and we're going to check to see if the value is going to be C. And also we're going to check to see if the unit, the to unit, and then bring that to lowercase as well, and check to see if that's going to be equal to a value of F. And if this condition is true, then we're going to do the converted temperature, and we're going to equal that to 9 over 5, 9/5, and multiply that by whatever we have for the temperature. And this also just add in a temperature there. So we're multiplying it by the temperature and then adding in 32. So that will give us the conversion from Celsius to Fahrenheit. Else if, and then our other condition is going to see if our unit, so it's very similar, but we're going to check to see if the from unit is from Fahrenheit. And if we're converting it to Celsius, the formula is going to be the opposite here. So the converted temperature will be the opposite of this. So that's 5 over 9. And then this is, instead of plus 32, it's going to be minus 32. So that will give us the opportunity to create that conversion. So that's the formula for the conversion. And if if none of those conditions are true, then we're going to set the converted temperature to just equal whatever the temperature is. And once that condition finishes, next we're going to push as we loop through here. So before we wrap up the loop, we want to add into the converted temps array. Let's push our new converted temperature into that array. And we need to nest it within an array so that we can properly output it within the cell within the spreadsheet. And then lastly, we return whatever we have for the converted temperature array. So the converted temps array. So return that entire array. And this actually should be returned. So save that. And now let's go ahead and we're going to try that out. Try out the function within one of the cells. So this is the function that we're running. And going into the first cell, cell B, this is where we want our first output. Formula is going to be A2 to A4. The next one is going to be that we're using Celsius, because this is the unit that we want to convert it into. So just do a quote around that. We can do it uppercase because it's going to convert it into lowercase. And then convert it into the Fahrenheit. So that will give us those conversion values. And now let's do the one for the Fahrenheit. So Fahrenheit is going to be the opposite of what we have there. So instead of going from Celsius, we're going from Fahrenheit to Celsius. So that's giving us the Fahrenheit value, that's the Celsius value, and that's the initial temperature value that we've got. You can add additional values as well. And this is a way that you can get those converted temperatures and output them into your Google spreadsheet. And you can also customize this formula as needed.